And it's 7:30, so we can be good to go here. Okay, welcome everybody. This is the coaches and Coxswains meeting for the collegiate racing held on Lake Quinsigamond for the 419 and 420 races. Host schools on 419 are Holy Cross and WPI, and host schools on the 420 is WPI only. For those of you who, first time visiting here or haven't traveled here, we are stationed out of the Donahue Rowing Center for these races, which is 237 North Quinsigamond Drive. This is the coaches and coxswains meeting. I am here. My name is Thad Gamula. I will be walking you down this presentation today. And also here with me is our chief referee, John Quinn, who will go over the U.S. rowing side of things a little later in the presentation. So to get started, the usual topic, parking information. Just so everybody gets accustomed to this map, the bottom right-hand side is the Donahue Rowing Center, where we will be launching, where the home schools are out of. Directly behind it, on top of the hill, we're going to start directly behind it. There's a paved parking lot. I need to be clear. Coaches, please spread the word to your spectators. There is absolutely no spectator parking back there. We've had a couple issues in the last couple of weekends where people have tried to come down and park, and they've actually blocked the fire lane. And we had environmental police come out and it wasn't pretty, but no parking there. It will be chained off. Above that is a dirt lot on the hill. It's labeled team vans and parking, and it's aptly named. It's for team vans and team vans only. It shouldn't be spectators. It should not be personal vehicles. It should be reserved for the team vans. To the left of it is the Corazani boat ramp, where all of the visiting schools you will be stationed out of. This is for team buses and trailer parking. So if you look at it, on the right-hand side of your screen is the south side, closest to the DRC. That is where trailers will be parked. You will back in along those spots. If you're first in, please come all the way down to that first long spot and park there. And you don't have to park plenty of space between you. You can get relatively close, because rigging actually will happen in the center of the parking lot. We have 13 visiting schools coming this weekend. So, there will be plenty of space, but please, don't take up a whole ton of area. There's plenty of space for everybody. Like I said, you can rig in the middle. There will be no cars going in and out of that parking lot. There should be no cars going into the parking lot. We have a police detail at the top of the ramp. We have a environmental police at the bottom. So please leave space for other teams. To the left-hand side of your screen, which is the north side of the parking lot, are for team buses. Buses will actually be reversed from the trailers. You will park from the top down. This is just in case, we run out of space on the trailer side and have to put a couple boat trailers on the bottom. In the several years I've been doing this, we've rarely done that. So please don't plan on parking on the left-hand side. For spectators and everybody else, personal vehicles, I will direct you to North Quinsigamond Ave, which you can see in yellow. There is a breakdown lane, which is kind of this map oversteps it. That grassy area directly in front of the boat ramp is still a no parking zone. There are no parking. There are cones, and there are no parking signs through there. But as soon as there becomes a large enough breakdown lane, it's parking from there all the way to the lights. There's plenty of space there. However, for Saturday and Saturday only, we will also have a shuttle bus running. So we have two options, and I'll go over that on the next slide. To the south of the boat ramp is absolutely no parking along the road. There are plenty of no parking police signs that are throughout this section. If anybody's parking in that area, they will be ticketed. They could be towed. Please, no parking south of the boat ramp. And same thing with the post office property directly across from the boat ramp. Absolutely no vehicles parking in their property. They don't want anybody warming up down their road. Just no people, No vehicles, absolutely nothing across the street at the post office. We've been growing our relationship. It's gotten a lot better with them. So please, I ask you to keep it that way. And so going back to what I said about the shuttle, Saturday only, we will have a shuttle service, which is going from Shrewsbury High School to the Donahue Rowing Center. I anticipate there to be a shuttle parking sign at the Shrewsbury High School. The shuttle will be running from 7. I apologize, there is a typo on the screen. The shuttle is running from 7:30 to 4:30 p.m. That doesn't affect anybody on this CNC. That affects the high schools in the afternoon. But it's from 7:30 to 4:30. Like I said, it will run from Shrewsbury High School to the Donahue Rowing Center. I highly recommend parking personal and spectator cars at here, especially if you're later in the day racing. If you're not those first couple blocks, if you just plan and spread the word to your teams and your spectators, your parents, whoever you can, to park at the Shrewsbury High School parking lot. It will be pretty busy on Saturday, and I know we cannot accommodate everyone on roadside parking. So once again, please direct your spectators, direct your rowers if they're taking personal vehicles to put in a little extra time in their commute and go park in the shuttle parking lot. For those who don't know, the address is 64 Holden Street, Shrewsbury, Mass. Once again, it is 64 Holden Street, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. It's the farthest, when you pull up the hill, it's the farthest parking lot. I'll put a sign up there for shuttle parking and where the shuttle will pick everybody up. Once again, coaches, Coxswains, please spread the word to athletes who are driving personal cars and spectators. And that is once again for Saturday only. Sunday, there's no shuttle. There should be plenty of space. Okay. So, once again, I direct everybody to the map on the screen. The DRC is once again labeled. It is at the bottom of the screen in the center. Everybody will be coming down to our docks, which the north dock, you can see it's a little white Y shape that's sticking out into the water. The north dock is pointing straight up. The south dock is kind of pointing down to the left. I will reference these docks throughout the presentation, but just know we will be launching off the north dock, the dock that's pointing straight up, and we'll be landing on the south dock, which is the dock that's pointing down and to the left. So when you launch with your cruise, you have two options. You can either go right up the Shrewsbury side, which is the side that the DRC is on. So to reorient, the DRC is on the Shrewsbury side. Across the lake is Worcester side. You can either go straight up the Shrewsbury side and enter the warm-up cove, or like most crews, you can decide to go diagonally across the race course and go down the Worcester side for a longer warm-up. A couple of things. If you choose to go diagonally across, please heed the red area that's circled. It's a little red pump house. It's shallow. It's very, very shallow. So please, we ask you not to go directly across. You will lose a skeg, and that will not be a good beginning to your day. So once you're completely across, you're going to travel south outside the race course on the Worcester shore. Please be aware of the buoy lines. If at any time you find yourself with buoy lines on either side of you, you're on the race course. We do have 6 fully buoyed lanes out there currently. Please do not practice in any lanes at any point, and give the buoy lines plenty of space as to not interfere with someone else's race. So if you do choose to warm up traveling south, and I'm going to repeat this because people have brought this question up. You can go as far as the Route 9 bridge, which means you can go past the finish line. There have been questions that have popped up, and I'm going to make it very clear. You can go past the finish line down the Worcester shore for your warm-up. The one thing you absolutely cannot do is go through the Route 9 bridge. It's a big blue arch bridge. You'll see it. It's right after the finish line. You can't miss it. Do not go through that. We do not have the lake closed off, so to speak, after the Route 9 bridge. Please stay on the north side of the Route 9 bridge, but you can go past the finish line. The one thing we ask is not to sit on the finish line. We don't want to interrupt anybody who's taking times on the finish line from visually seeing the order of finish or where a time is. Once you get past the finish line, if you choose to go that far, turn, go all the way across to the Shrewsbury shore. Once again, go all the way past. Don't go up in any lanes. Go outside of the buoyed course. And then you can travel north on the Worcester shore. A couple of things per usual. Stop if a race is going past you. I'll repeat that again later in the presentation. But as you're coming back up to where you originally launched from, the DRC, it's going to get congested between crews launching, crews landing. This is where you can get closer to the buoy line if you're going straight up to the start, but please don't put your oars over the buoy line. And I don't ask. We are saying absolutely no pressure past the DRC. There's plenty of space throughout the course where you're practicing to use pressure. Absolutely none past the DRC. So once you get past the DRC, you're going to go enter the start cove. Now, this is the one change for those of you who've been with us for the last couple regattas. The change here is we're not rowing up in lane 6. You are going to go up outside of the course. You're going to follow outside the buoy lane, and you're going to go around. There's a pier for the bridge. I'll show you on the next slide. It'll be a clearer picture. But you're going to go between the Shrewsbury shore and the pier to enter the start cove. And I warn everybody, there is an abandoned boat that's currently sitting directly next to the shore. There's plenty of space for an 8 to get past. Please do not bunch up. Please do not go next to each other. Please go single file up through that span and enter the start cove that way. Once again, there is an abandoned boat. We can do nothing about it right now, but you need to pay attention and you need to enter the starting area single file. Do not bunch up. Once you're up in the start cove, it's a counterclockwise traffic pattern around 3 large buoys. There is a section off to the north where you get closer to. There's another bridge up there. Please don't get lost in the cove. The referees are rotating constantly, and they're not going to go all the way down there to chase you. You need to be around those 3 white buoys and well within earshot of the referees when they call you for your race. When they do call you for your race, you are going to be entering the same way we have been. You're going to be entering through lane 0, which is just outside of lane 1, which will be between the pier and the stake boat. You'll see it. There's plenty of space there. It's not fully buoyed lane, but there is space. You can come in right through there, and we ask you to turn relatively quickly based off the wind, Coxswains. You need to be aware of the situation out there. But the one thing we don't want you to do is go, say, 100 meters beyond, spin, get into your lane, spin again, and realize I got to back down for 100 meters. That's a long ways to go, and just keep in mind, based on the wind condition, we prefer if you turn closer to the stake boat as long as the conditions allow it to. Go across to your lane, spin again, and get locked on. They're going to have you come into the course by reverse numeric order, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This way, if lane 1 decides to come first and go in and back down, that means 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, if it's a 6-boat race, is going to have to wait for 1 to be settled and go around them. So please reverse numeric order. And there are going to be 6 fully buoyed lanes once again, and there are going to be 6 stake boats. So everybody orient yourself when you get up there. The stake boats are numbered from number 6 is on the Shrewsbury side where you enter the cove, and number 1 is from where say closest to the Worcester side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just for a little bit of a better view, this is a view of that 290 bridge that you start directly under. This is the pier I'm referencing. You enter between shore and the pier, and then you're coming through the course to go enter the stake boats from this side, on this side of these piers. So once again, enter the starting cove area on this side of the pier. at no time going into the lanes. Those will be race lanes. We do have several six boat races tomorrow, so at no point go into these lanes. Go up around the cove. When your race is called, you're going to come down on this side. At no point in time should you be rowing through the stake boats. They are a hazard, and strongly advised against it. You will get stuck. No rowing through the stake boats to enter the course. And with that, keep in mind, I forgot to touch on this at the beginning of the meeting. If anybody does have any questions, I know we have comments and all that turned off, but in the bottom right of your screen, some people have it's a little triangle, square, circle. Some people have 9 dots. If you click that, there is an option for question and answer. If at any point in time you have something that comes into your head that I've covered that you don't understand or would like explain more, or John, as he's about to go into his point, please enter that and we'll address them at the end of the meeting. Okay, and with that, to go over the method of start and all the U.S. rowing refereeing points, I would like to introduce John Quinn. John?
Thanks, Thad. Apologize for my hoarse throat, guys, but 'tis the season. The wildflowers are blooming here in Norwood. As Thad said, when you go on the water, again, it's a change from last week. Please go into the warm-up area between the bridge pier and the shore, being cautious of the abandoned boat that's there, as he said. If you continued up into the upper right-hand corner, you'll be in a no man's land that we will not come get you. So we want you to stay into the body of the warm-up area. There's buoys there, and you will go around the buoys in a counterclockwise motion to warm up and to continue warming up. The warm-up area is the tightest part of the course. So coxswains, please, there are only coxed boats tomorrow, either 4s or 8s. And please, before you take a warm-up piece, have the bow person turn around, look, make sure there's no one right in front of you. Do not go straight back and forth. Go in a large oval egg type circuitry around the buoys so that you maintain the visibility of all the other crews there. When the race prior to yours goes off, we will start motioning you to come and calling you to come down to the starting area. That will give you approximately 9 to 10 minutes before your race. We will call you, give you the first warning as soon as the race prior to you crosses the broken equipment zone, which is 100 meters. As Thad mentioned, come down between the bridge pier and the first buoy and the first stake boat. Do not come through the stake boats. There'll be someone up there as the starter and another person there as the judge of the start. On the low number side, they'll both be very vocal if they see you about to come through the stake boats, because we've seen in past years that one disruptive crew through the stake boats can really upset the buoys and upset the stake boats, and we'd be really at a loss to be able to repair them in time. Thad mentioned come down, please, in reverse order. So if there's 6 boats in the race, come down and load number 6 first. And again, he did emphasize there's a number of us that will be refereeing tomorrow that have spent some time in your coxswain seats in the past. But please do not go all the way down, because it's if there's any wind at all on Lake Quinsigamond, it's going to be swirling around the start. And trying to back up into that environment and get located onto a stake boat is going to be kind of difficult. As soon as you clear the stake boats, come to a halt, make a left-hand turn, and go gently across into your racing lane and back up the shortest distance possible onto the stake boats. Not necessary to keep your hands in the air or anything like that. We can certainly see that there are boats that are not on stake boats yet, and we'll be working with you to get you onto the stake boats in a timely fashion, but it's not necessary for you to keep your hand in the air. Just concentrate on steering boats. If you are having a problem getting on the stake boat, please then let us know. We will try to assist you. If for some reason, and knock on wood, but it has not happened at all this year, and we've had a lot of novice boats, if it's necessary to start the race and excuse a crew, not permit you to row because we couldn't get you on the stake boat, we will do that because it's not fair to the other crews to spend their time waiting for you to get locked on the stake boat. But please, before we do that, we'll try our best to help you as much as possible. But you got to let us know that you are in need of help. Okay, once you are onto the stake boats, you will hear someone speaking to you in your starboard ear. Okay, the judge at the start / aligner will be on the outside, the lowest number, lane 0 on your right-hand side. And that person will be talking to the stake boat holders that are persons that are on the platforms holding your sterns of your boats. By the way, those persons have been told not to try to catch your boat as it comes back. As you load onto a stake boat, come back gently and under control. We don't want any pinched fingers. We don't want any jammed hands or anything like that. They've been told to move their hands aside and not interfere with you if you're coming in not under control. Once you get onto the stake boats, and you'll hear the person on the judge at the start / aligner speaking, and they'll be speaking to the stake boat person. Push it in, push it out 6 inches, pull it in 3 inches. They're referring to the stake boat holder. You don't have to do anything at that point, only maintain your point. I should say that once you get on the stake boats, please do not row strongly because you will pull yourself off the stake boat. If you have to change the position of your point, scull it around. Have 3 take 2's oar or 2 takes bow's oar and scull it around. I would also strongly advise you is to have someone on the opposite side of the boat back down. That kind of helps to keep the stern of the boat against the stake boat. Once we have everyone on the stake boat and the points are taken, the referee, who will be behind you in a motorboat behind you, approximately in the middle of the number of boats that are racing. If there's 6 boats racing, there'll be 3 of you. He'll be about in lane 3 or 4. She or he will be about lane 3 or 4. They will announce the crews. It's not a polling. You don't have to respond. They'll just be announcing the crews. It used to be called polling, but they'll just be announcing the crews. They'll start down and at lane 1 and work their way through lane 6. They'll do it pretty quickly. A brief pause between boats, an announcement, and once that process started, we're not recognizing hands at all. Okay. Once the announcing is completely done, the starting commands will be attention, go. Accompanied by a drop of a red flag. Repeat, accompanied by a drop of a red flag. The starting commands are attention, go. As soon as the flag moves, you may begin to row. If you jump the start, you will be giving a warning. We will stop the race and bring you back. You'll be giving a warning, 2 warnings, and you will be excluded from the race. If for some reason, and we've only had it, actually we haven't had it at all this year. We've been very, very lucky. If for some reason we cannot get the crews on the stake boats, very often it's because of the wind situations. We might have to bring you down a little bit below the starting line and start the race, have a floating start. We'll do that only very reluctantly because we prefer to use the stake boats. But once we have to break you loose, we will call for a floating start and we'll bring you down the liner will move down with you, and it will be we'll do it as close to the starting line as we can. At that point in time, the starter will use what they call a quick start. So as soon as you have your points and the hands are down, she or he will say, quick start, attention, go. And once we start that process, again, the hands are not recognized at all. Once you start the race, the broken equipment zone is 20 seconds and 100 meters. We have red buoys, and if your boat is anywhere within that 100-meter red buoys area and something breaks, not a false start, not a bad start, not a bad point, none of those things, but legitimate broken equipment, stop rowing. Put your hand in the air and let us know that the equipment is broken. We will then stop the race, attend to the broken equipment, and then restart the race if there is time, or if we have to repair it, or whatever steps we have to take. If you stop a race for no apparent reason, again, you'll be given a warning, and 2 warnings, and you are out of the race. Over the body of the course, there'll be 1 referee behind all 6 lanes. So she or he will be having 6 boats in front of them under control. The lanes are beautifully set. This is the 3rd week in a row that we've used them. They're beautifully set. They're wide. They're straight. There should be no reason why you can't follow them. But the referee's function is not to steer you, but it's to direct you if you're about to wash another crew or you're about to strike another crew. What they'll do is put a white flag in the air, call the crew's name, and drop the white flag. For example, I'll pick on WPI, and they'll say WPI, and if they drop the flag down to the port side, they want you to go over towards the port side. If they drop the white flag over to the starboard side, they want you to go over to the starboard side. And there is no limit to the number of times we can do that as long as you respond. But please, as soon as they call you to move, please move right away, because we can see the entire field. We can see some things that are about to happen, usually before you can understand that they're going to be happening. Each 500-meter mark, there's a string of red buoys that go across the entire 6 lanes, and the first 500-meter mark is right below Donahue Rowing Center. The second 500-meter marker is there's a little pagoda. There's a little like a pagoda type house on your port side. It sticks out prominently from an apartment building. That's the 1,000-meter mark. 1,500-meter mark is not marked as prominently, other than on your starboard side, there's a big culvert that comes down into the water, and you'll see the red buoys at about that point. And then the 2,000-meter mark is the finish line, and there's a string of red buoys across announcing the finish line. The finish line is marked by an angle of seats with referees, with finish line folks in them. And there'll be a orange flag on the front of the shoreline that's held in the air. When the first boat goes across, the flag will drop down, and there'll be a sound, a horn sound. When the second boat goes across the finish line, the red flag will go up, orange flag will go up, a horn will sound again, and so on and so forth until we get done all of the crews. At the end of the race, the referee will do nothing. She or he will stand there for approximately 8 or 10 seconds just to make sure everyone is okay. Please, if there is any problem with anyone in the boat, respiratory issues, someone's gotten injured with something or whatever, a whole host of reasons, get your hand in the air right away. Our function out there is safety first and fairness second. So we will certainly attend to whatever the issue is with safety. If everything's okay, the referee will show a white flag to the crews, and show a white flag to the finish line, folks, and announce the time. If you feel your right to win the race has been compromised, has been taken away, put your hand in the air, call the referee to your boat before the white flag is shown, and let them know what your issue is. If you cannot resolve it right then, they'll tell you that we cannot resolve it, or they will give you what their answer is as a resolution. If that's not acceptable to you, you do have the option to protest, to appeal the race. You must then put it in writing and get it to Thad at the Donahue Rowing Center as soon as you get off the water, accompanied by $50, and the appeal would be held at the end of the racing session that morning. If it's awarded in your direction, if your appeal is upheld, you'll get the money back, and your appeal will be positive. If the appeal is overruled, the ruling on the water will stand, and you will go to the LLC will retain the money. Once you get at the finish line, then please turn towards the Shrewsbury shore and come up single file back to the boat launch area. That has already said, if you are going in either direction on this course and you have buoys on both sides, that means you are in a hot racing lane. Please do not stay there. Get off the course, and because we just want to maintain the racing lanes for the crews that are in the middle of a race. One final word: if you have any questions, tomorrow morning, I'm generally there at about 7:15. We go on the water at about 8:30, and for that hour or hour and a quarter, we're hanging around the front porch of the Donahue Rowing Center with the referees, going over assignments and rules for the day. Please come up and ask us what your question is. We will not repeat this entire meeting, but we would certainly rather you ask a question and have the answer given to you on the shore than on the water, than go on the water and be uninformed and going out there and not be safe. So with that idea, Thad, I don't know anything else. Any questions that have come up? Put their hands up in the air, and we'll try to answer them now or tomorrow morning.
We did have a question pop up saying, "Are there any penalties for hitting the stake boats before the race starts?"
Hitting them. Oh,
yeah.
I've seen severe damage done to boats. There is no prescribed penalty for that, other than you probably would do damage to your shell, because the stake boats are rather rigidly built, and if you come in under speed and hit it, you're on your own.
Yeah, the only penalty would be ruining your boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do any damage to our stake boats, I will let you know. You will be responsible for whatever damage you may incur to our stake boats as well.
And Thad also mentioned directly across from Donahue Rowing Club, when you go straight across after your launch, before you start heading down the course to warm up, the little red pump station, cannot emphasize enough. We cannot emphasize enough. The water in that area is very, very shallow. You would be lucky if all you did was take a skeg off. We've seen boats come away from an incursion there with severe damage to the bottom of the boat. So please stay well away from the shoreline when you see that. And second thing, the most flagrant thing is in the warm-up area. If you go up into the far right-hand corner, you would be approximately 150 or 200 meters away from the warm-up area, from the warm-up buoys. If you go up into there, that's kind of like a little fishing hole for the local people. We try to keep everybody out of there. We will not come get you. We will announce your race, and we will then proceed to go into the racing sequence, calling your race to the line. If you miss your race, you miss your race. But we will not come looking for you. We will not come searching the lake for you.
Perfect. Thank you, John. And just to echo John once again, if you have any questions after this presentation and you don't want to ask it through the question and answer function, by all means, find John and the other referees who will be on the deck at the DRC before racing starts. Go approach them, ask them questions that they'll be willing to answer whatever you got in regards to the course. Don't be shy.
We'll have 5 licensed referees there tomorrow, and they're all they've all got a lot of time and grade with the sport. Some have been referees for longer than others, but they've all been in the sport for quite a time. So there's a lot of experience on the water, both either refereeing or coaching or actually participants as well.
Okay, so to carry on and echo what John said, after you finish and the race has been made official, spin towards your Shrewsbury shore, which is your port side, and make sure you are off the course before heading back north towards the DRC. Once again, watch for oncoming races and stay away from the course. If a race is coming down, stop your crew until the race passes, then you may continue. And then you're going to land at the south end of the DRC docks, same docks that you launched from. Please, no public urination. Porta potties are provided at the bottom of the boat ramp. Clubhouse bathrooms are for local schools only. And with that, that brings us to the end of our presentation. Once again, if anybody has any questions, please submit all questions by the question and answer function, which, once again, bottom right hand of your screen. Some people have a square, circle, triangle grouped together. Some people have the 9 dots. Click it, and you can see the question and answer function. Ask a question. We'll give you a couple of minutes here if anybody has anything. A recording of this meeting will be on the Quinsigamond Rowing Association YouTube channel. So if you want to go back in and check on it again, just hop on YouTube and check it out. And I just want to point out that the weather this weekend is a lot different from last weekend if you were here, where we're looking at potentially 80 degrees tomorrow. So that's a big difference than the 6 inches of snow we got last Saturday. And with that, I have no new questions. Nothing else has popped up. So thank you, John, for your time. And thank you, everybody, for attending. And we'll see you all this weekend. The question is, wind look okay for tomorrow? So there are reports of 10 to 15 mile per hour headwinds with gusts up to 35. I saw. We'll make a decision tomorrow. If it's 10 mile per hour headwinds, they've raced in it. It's a typical. I hate to say that's typical, but it's been a typical wind. If it gets sustained for too high, John's there. He's not afraid to make a call for U.S. rowing and for safety reasons, obviously. So, okay. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow.